Welcome to exercise 41 in the Natural Phonics Primer, a universal safety net for literacy. This is very similar to the previous exercise where we learned the A is long, says its name when there's a consonant followed by an E. And the example we used was cake. The A is A as in cake. And also the R changes the sound a little bit, so we have the word care. In this lesson, we're going to do a rare pattern, but one you need to know, where that the E, a word with a E in it, is the long sound. So we have Eve, and we have the word here. And it's a pretty rare pattern. In fact, in this lesson, we only have four words, four words with this pattern. Usually, the long E will be spelled E, 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 A, or just E at the end of a word like me, be, see, he, and we. Okay, let's look at the A up here. We have, and we've already done a bunch of these, so we'll go really fast here. We have base, like when you're playing baseball, you're on first base. Care for your health, eat good and exercise, sleep well. Case, a case of soft drink. Date, what is the date? Or maybe you're old enough to go out on a date. Flame, like a fire, a flame. Frame, this would be like a window frame. Gale, this is gale like a storm. Glade is like where there's a bunch of some trees. Grade, get a good grade in school. Grape, like grape juice. Great, this is actually not great like do a great job. This is great like in a fireplace. Then we have lake, go swimming in the lake. A lane, walking down a little path called a lane. Mate, you have two shoes and one is the mate to the other. Same, the same thing. Sane, this is a person that's not crazy, that he's sane. Save your money or save a drowning person. Tail, this is tail, by the way, like the tail of Peter Rabbit. Tail is the tail of Peter Rabbit, but tail here is like a story. You tell a tale, a story. Sometimes it's just made up, not real history. Sometimes it could be. Wade in the water. And finally, wake up. If you're in class, you should not go to sleep. Now the next one is air. So this R kind of changes the sound of the A, so we teach it separate here. We have bear. He didn't have a hat on. His head was bare. Blare, like a trumpet blare. Dare, I dare you to ride your bicycle backwards. Fair is like when you get on a taxi cab or a bus and you pay for them to take you someplace, or you get on an airplane, you pay the fare. Flare can have several meanings. Flare can be like a light that, or you have a little gun that you shoot and it sends like a firework up in the sky, and it makes everything bright. So that's a flare. Then we have hair, and by the way, this is the rabbit with long ears, and this is not hair like the hair on your head, which is H-A-I-R. Those are homonyms. They sound the same, but they're different. Then we have mare, which is a girl horse. Rare, I understand that really good readers is something very rare, and we're trying to make it where everybody becomes a good reader. Scare. Don't scare somebody with a scary Halloween costume. Share. Share your crayons with your neighbor. Snare. A snare is a trap for catching an animal. Spare. A spare is like you have an extra tire in your car. So if you have a flat, you get out the spare. Square, and you know what a square is. And stare is when you look at somebody without blinking your eyes. Now the four long E words here, we have Eve, like the lady, Eve. The word here, are you here? Then we have Pete. And finally we have Steve. And these are actually shortened, Pete for Peter and Steve for Stephen. Best of luck on these. Remember, this is a spell to read approach, so make sure you can spell every one of these words. And if you're a teacher and you're dictating these words, be sure and always use them in a sentence, especially when there's homonyms. Okay, that's it for lesson 41, and we'll see you for exercise 42.